the Micah Parson post-game interview after they played the Eagles, after the Cowboys lost to the Eagles, and everybody's been talking about how Michael Parson and what he said about, Mike McCarthy and all of this. And so if you have not heard, I'm just going to paraphrase, but basically Michael Parson was talking to the media. They was asking him a question about Mike's contract after this year. Basically, is he going to be back? And they wanted him to answer that. And Michael was going into about that's above his pay grade. What caught everybody's attention though is that basically Micah saying that, hey, Mike can go wherever he want. He more worried about, Zach Martin and others, and that they've been putting in more work and time, than Mike McCarthy has. So obviously that is going to catch people's attention, right? Like, oh, what is it? Micah, what? All right. I could be missing something. I literally could be missing something. And if I am, I'm going to find out. But me watching that versus others, I've seen, others with their opinions, and they've really been harsh of Michael Parson and saying the nerve of him to say something like that. Who does this guy think he is, and so forth. And it's like, that's not what I really heard, because the first thing is that this is the same guy that was telling Anthony Richardson, as far as like about the tapping out, like you can't tell people that, lie, say something else or whatever. So this is him not even taking his own advice, which that would be crazy for him not to, right? But I don't even think it's that. I really think it's just the words he said. People took it the wrong way and they ran with it. Because if you look at how the interview was leading up to what he said, a reporter, a female reporter, I don't know who she is, but she asked him about the McCarthy contract. And he did talk about that was above his pay grade. And when he said that Mike can go wherever it is that he wants, I really believe that. And again, I could be missing something. We're going to find out, because he's supposed to, say something on his podcast about it. But I really thought he was stating that, look, Mike McCarthy, similar to a lawyer or something like that, or a doctor or something like that, is that he's a coach. He can still go a lot of different places to go and coach, whether it be college or another pro team. His career is not over. I think he was talking in reference of Zach Martin, as far as like, players only get so many years. You don't get to play into, most of the time, into your 40s and 50s and 60s, definitely, those ages, playing the game of football. Being a coach, you can be 50, you can be 60, you could be 70 and be a coach in the NFL if a team wants you. So to me, again, I could be wrong, but that's what I really thought Micah was alluding to, is just saying, Mike is going to be all right if he's not here, because he still can coach. Zach, he himself, he can't just go to another team and just say, I'm going to play, because the physical toll that it puts on your body, plays a part in that. That is why, one of the reasons why Jason Kelsey, retired, is that, look, the physical toll that it puts on your body, especially being playing on the line, whether it's D-line or O-line, it puts a major impact, on your body. So you just can't say, I'm going to do this, for forever, right? It's very hard to do that. So I thought that was what he was getting at. Then the other piece that caught people's attention was about how Zach has put in more work and time than Mike McCarthy has. I'm taking him literally for what he's saying in relations to, did Mike McCarthy play in the NFL? Last time I checked, he did not. He coaches. So I took it that he was alluding to the time as what Zach Martin has put in as a player versus what Mike McCarthy has put in as a player. I'm sure he played high school and he played college, but he never got to the pro level, as far as I know. It could be, or even if he did. I don't think he played as long as Zach Martin. So again, I think that's what Micah was alluding to. He's going to talk about it on his podcast, so we'll really find out what he is. But everybody was going off, and one thing I will say, because Stephen A said this on First Take, and this is how I was thinking. That's not in Micah's, DNA to just really go out and say something like that. So if it's out of character, the first question to ask, and Stephen A said this, and this is exactly what I was thinking when I heard it, was what transpired for him to say that? Or I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he hasn't done anything like that. Dude, is this really what he's saying, or are we misinterpreting what he's saying? I'm going to ask those questions first before I start blasting him. Then the last part, which is the known that everybody, which I believe, and I could be wrong again here, but which I believe is going to come out later. And then people are going to come back and, kind of walk back stuff that they said because they're going to say, oh, I thought this, that, and the third, or whatever. You just want to jump on it. The man has a podcast. You don't think he's going to talk about that? I just said he's going to talk about it. So before I really just go in, I'll give my opinion, but I'm not going to blast him because he's going to come out and specifically speak about what that was, what that was. Now it's up to you if you want to believe it, but going forward, I'm just, some things, look, we just don't need to jump all over once when it happens. I don't think he's that gangster, to just really go on the mic like that. I think he would keep that in-house, or say something like that to someone behind the scenes before just sitting in front of a mic. And that's what he, meant exactly. So that's just my thought. That's what I think, about it. Again, I could be wrong, but when his podcast come on, we'll find out about it.